Okay, let's get into this. What we're talking about today is so much more than just a building renovation. This is the story of a place in San Pedro, California that's being brought back from the brink, not with blueprints, but with something that feels a lot more like heart surgery. It's a really personal mission, it's about family, and believe it or not, it's a love story built with actual brick and mortar. And this quote right here, from co-founder Jennifer Wolfe, this is the key to the whole thing. Jennifer's a therapist, you know? She's trained to see the cracks, to understand the history of a wound. So when she walked into this place, she wasn't just seeing peeling paint and water damage. She felt its history, its trauma, and she felt this deep need to heal it. So let's go to that moment. It's an art walk in downtown San Pedro, and Jennifer steps inside 363 West 6th Street. The place smells like old history, you know? Polished floors and baked brick. And she looks up and sees all these scars from a roof that's been leaking for who knows how long. But instead of seeing decay, she saw an opportunity, a place where the light could finally get in, and that's where this whole story really kicks off. I mean, just look at the life this building has lived. It started out in 1922 as a brand new JCPenney. Then during Prohibition, the rumors say it was hiding contraband in a secret room in the basement. It's been a windowless call center, then a dance studio filled with music and life, and then 2020. Everything just stopped. It went completely silent. Every single one of those chapters left a mark, an echo, that Jennifer could feel from the moment she walked in. So the Donn Allan Experience, what's that about? This is not some slick marketing name they came up with. No way. The name itself is the soul of the project. It's a tribute, a combination of two really important people. Let's break it down. Donn Allan is a mashup of Jennifer's parents' names. Her mom, Donna, was a psychologist. She was the lantern, the guiding light, the one who saw people with empathy. And her dad, Allan, was a cardiologist who became a venture capitalist. He was the spine, the structure, the strength, the guy with boundless optimism who believed in making big ideas happen. So you have the heart and the backbone, all in one name. That's the philosophy for the entire project. And this promise? Wow, this is what's fueling the whole thing. Jennifer's parents are laid to rest in a cemetery that actually overlooks the town of San Pedro, and from their gravesite you can see the harbor, the town, and you can see this exact building. The promise was made right there, connecting their memory, their legacy, directly to this place. So the story starts with honoring the past, but right here it pivots. It becomes about building a very real future. It goes from being a memorial for her parents to a message for her son, Nathan. Before Nathan, and way before this building, there was Jennifer and her partner Edwin, 18 years together. That's the foundation we're talking about. They've built a life, weathered all the storms. So this massive project, it's not some crazy leap of faith. It's being built on a foundation of commitment that's been setting for almost 2 decades. And then their son, Nathan, came along. And suddenly, everything was reframed by this one single, terrifying question. When you become parents later in life, you think about time differently. What were they really going to leave behind for him? Something more than just some money in an account or a digital footprint? And this right here was the big realization. It hit them hard. They had to build something real, something their son could walk into 20 years from now, put his hand on a wall and know, my parents built this. They were here. So this project, this whole thing, it became their answer, a way to create culture, not just be a consumer of it. Of course, having a beautiful mission doesn't make the demolition any easier. They bought the building, they celebrated, and then reality hit. They had to face the deep structural trauma of this place head on. And that reality was, frankly, a nightmare. We're talking a roof with 17, not one, 17 leaks. Electrical wiring from the 50s that was a legit fire hazard. They even found fire sprinklers that have been painted over so many times they were completely sealed shut. The budget didn't just grow, it exploded. And it all led to this one night, sitting on a drywall bucket in the dust, when Jennifer turned to Edwin and just whispered, I think we have to sell. And right then, in that moment of total defeat, their little boy Nathan just zooms by on his scooter, pats a scarred-up wall, and says this, "It's okay, Mommy, I'm fixing it too." I mean, can you imagine? Those words from their son just changed everything. They weren't just fixing a building, they were doing it for him. So they didn't sell. They picked the sledgehammers back. And that moment led to this powerful vow they made to the building itself. They decided, you know what? we're not going to cover up all the history with fresh drywall. We're going to keep the scars. We're going to honor the grit of this place. The goal became to make its imperfections part of the story, creating a space that feels strong and honest, a place where people can finally feel heard. Which brings us to what's happening in the basement. This is the future heart of the building, the Voxel Micro Video Labs. And just like everything else in this story, that name, Voxel, is absolutely packed with meaning. Okay, so years ago, Jennifer's dad, Allan, started a medical imaging company. It was called Voxel. It was brilliant, way ahead of its time, and it failed. But Allan always believed that failure is just a rough draft of success. So by naming these labs Voxel, they're taking a name that was tied to a past failure and turning it into this incredible symbol of resilience. It's beautiful. So here's the deal with these labs. When they do open, the whole experience is designed to be totally different. You're not going to go online and book Studio A. Forget that sterile corporate vibe. The idea here is to step into what they're calling a room named with love and just share your story. And when they say named with love, they're not kidding. Each of the 12 studios is going to be personally named after one of their nieces and nephews. You'll book the Jonathan, or the Michaela, or the Zoe, the Damien, the Emily. You see them all here. It completely changes the act of creating something from a business transaction into like a family invitation. How cool is that? Now, before you get too excited and try to book the Lily or the Logan, you need to know you can't. Not yet. The labs are under construction right now. The big grand opening for the whole building, including when the Voxel Labs go live, is set for the summer of 2026. So what's happening between now and then? Well, right now, it's all about building a community. The invitation out there is simple. Come visit the site. Come be a part of the process. Come build this thing with them, so you feel a part of it before the doors even officially open. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most beautiful layer of this whole story. That summer 2026 date, it's not just a random grand opening on a calendar. It's so much more personal than that. That's right, after 18 years, a son, and literally resurrecting a building from the dead, Jennifer and Edwin are finally getting married. And they're doing it right inside the Donn Allan Experience, in the same season they open it to the world. They didn't want to just rent some hall. They had to build their own altar. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Their philosophy isn't just about buildings. The building is the ultimate expression of their commitment to each other, to their family. It's their wedding ring, forged out of dust and demolition and a whole lot of dedication. And so, the story ends where it began, with an invitation. But now it's a little bigger. Come visit, come build, and in the summer of 2026, come celebrate. It's a reminder that we build the most important things in our lives together, with our community. And this is going to be one heck of a celebration.